'Tis I, Shit Magnet the Magnet Zone here, and I'm in the zone with one of my friends, Dat Boy.
Ah, shit. What up?
This is Terrence. This is one of my friends from high school. He's really cool. We're going to talk a little bit about Pokemon Sun and Moon Mons and what we think is going to happen with them. So, first off, just introduce yourself a little bit, Terrence. Tell them who you are.
Ah, my name is Terrence. Friends call me Terry. TJ. I play video games. I job stuff.
Sounds like young Shofu in this bitch. Sound like
Yeah,
you're going to
like-
spit the hottest mixtape, 2016.
Super hot fire.
Okay, so today I think we're gonna start with the starters. Up in the upper left hand, we're gonna start with Rowlet. So Rowlet's flying grass type, obviously better owl than Noctowl and Hoot Hoot. I'm just excited to see if we get something that is actually viable competitively as far as an owl is concerned.
Ah, yeah, man. Like my boy Root Hoot over there, man. like,
But hold on. Let me talk about how fresh this dude's tie is. This dude has a leaf tie. This dude is fresh as fuck. It's like in Empoleon, how he had the swag tie going on. You know, he's like, oh look at me, kind of thing. But I think
that's my boy James Bond right there, man. Dude came out there slick and stuff. He came with his crown on his beak, man. That's how he was royal right there. That was royalty at its finest.
I feel like, honestly, I feel like he's gonna be special attacker, but he might be mixed because most starters are. But
Yeah.
I just feel like he's gonna be a special attacker, like, because just from the clip you could see it's like a seed of some sort, so he's probably got leech seed or something like that. So it seems like he might be special attacker, setting up stuff like spikes and shit. Maybe even he might even be defensive like Chestnut was in Gen 6.
Ah, yeah, Chestnut. That was like actually one of the starters I picked. I guess you could say that was the one starter I was hyped for it, but then when you see Greninja, you're like, oh shit, maybe I made the wrong choice. But I didn't care. I stuck with Chestnut.
I took Finnegan because I was feeling Delphox. Delphox looked pretty good to me. Like I was like, yeah. I just wish
Well-
they had dual typing on it, but we'll get into that some other time. But I do think, I hope to God it's going to be competitively viable. It's just the fact that we have shit for those two Owlmods. We have Hoot Hoot and Noctowl, and that's it. And while they were good in game second gen, after second gen they were trash. It was just nothing. There was nothing there for them. So I'm just hoping it's going to be viable.
Yeah. Sad too, because I love my boy Noctowl. I actually got a Noctowl I use competitively too.
Oh, it's a set.
The set I gotta pop the game. It's a Stally set. That's all I know.
Oh yeah, so
I
it's
use-
like spikes or stealth rocks and shit.
I think it's more the Toxic Roost type of shit. It's a good wall.
Oh, okay, toxic roost protect kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and it gets detect too, so you could protect all the time and just wait.
Yep.
That's broken. I forgot about that. That's broken. Okay, so the boy, it's lit.
Crying emoji, aesthetics. Look at.
Litten. So, I'm not sure where they're gonna go with this, but it obviously has to be weak to flying because of. I think the pattern that they've been going in is that each starter can defend against the typing that they're weak against, if that makes sense. So like, no, it would have to be super effective against water or whatever the secondary typing of Poplio is. And so there in turn it would mean that it would have to be weak to flying.
Uh-oh. Are we looking at yet another fire fighting type?
I hope not. I hope not. I mean, Emboar was a disappointment. I mean, Blaziken was the shit, okay? Blaziken was the shit. You will never hear someone talk shit about Blaziken unless they're getting their ass handed to them. Then you got
Fernate.
Infernape, which he looks
good
dope
too.
as fuck, and he's still pretty good, but he's frail. He's
Yeah.
kind of frail, and he ain't gonna take a special hit at all.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
there's this guy. I really think they're gonna go. Well, then again, they might change Rowlet's typing by its third evolution.
Possibly.
But
Maybe.
I don't think they've really done that ever before, except for last gen. They just did it once with who was it? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. They changed its typing, like on its third evolution.
I think that was all the starter mons in general in 6th gen. Because it was like, second evolution, they were still stationary. And third, you got basically Greninja with the dark typing. Although it didn't matter because, you got Protein. He was basically every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Um, you got Delphos with the psychic typing added onto it. Then you got
Yeah.
Chestnut with the fighting type. So, it was basically
So
made
that-
for the like counter. It was like, even if one did bad against the other, it was
They
made
would
to,
have
like,
an advantage somewhat. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. I feel like they're gonna do the same thing here, but how would they make that work? Since Rowlet's already flying type, would they
Yeah.
make no, they couldn't make it electric fire. That's something to think about. But I think they're gonna go dark fire because just as the design itself, I think they're gonna go dark fire.
Yeah, that's what me and most of my friends we thought. I mean, I looked at that and I was all like, is that gonna be like, is it gonna evolve into like Houndoom cat form?
That's what I was
Expecting it-
thinking, like an arch nemesis of Houndoom or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably gonna be a tiger. I can't see it being a lion.
No,
I mean,
I-
we already got Pyro out.
Yeah, and we already got the legend that's coming in too. So I think you're right. I think it's gonna be more of a tiger or a panther even, maybe even a
Yeah.
panther. That would be cool to have because I don't think we have a panther yet.
Let me see. Do we have a panther? I don't think so.
We do.
Oh.
What's the one? The dark one, Sucker Punch. It's purple. Fuck.
Leopard?
Yeah, leopard. It's already
Huh.
it's a leopard, which is
Oh, yeah, that's a
technically in the same family, but not a panther. But still, I think it might be a panther. But I think there's promise in it. At the very least, it could become something good. But I don't want it to be another firefighting. I mean, Imbor was such a disappointment.
It took Embor a little while to get good. It usually takes the hitting ability for a Pokemon to get good.
Well, I mean,
Which- But yeah, like that was like the only time it was like, oh hey, we can use these things. Like what's the best Pokemon to put? Like the Snivy line. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it was all right, but once that hitting ability came out, oh boy, oh man, top tier Pokemon right there.
oh yeah, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the Mega where it's Dragon,
Oh,
where it gets
really-
Dragon typing.
Oh yeah, it really does.
It would be the best. But let's move on to Poplio. Poplio, I think they could have done better with the design, but I think I know what Game Freak's doing with it. They're making it another Oshawott, where it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
where it's like hidden. Like they didn't want to show the full potential of the Pokemon in its first stage. Everyone just shied away from Oshawott at first. Like some people, they loved Oshawott when they first saw it. They were like, "Yes, I'm picking that." But a lot of people were just like, "Oh, that thing's ugly. Look at these other two. We got a pig, and we got it was just like okay." But I think that's what's gonna happen. And honestly, I don't see the point in having another seal Pokemon.
Oh yeah, it's true. We do got Seal and we got
We got Dugong, we got Walrein, which is technically a walrus, but it started out as a seal. But
Yeah.
they're both competitively viable and very good mons that are still used now. And I just don't see why they would add another seal unless they're going to change its design by its third evolution into something else.
Probably.
It's kind of like how Oshawott started as an otter, and then it just went into this fucking samurai dog thing, like water dog, and it's like, holy fucking shit. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, Oshawott. It went from looking cute to looking like Cow from Dynasty Warriors. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes. This dude is Hanzo Hisashi.
Oh man, goddamn! I gotta play Pokemon Conquest. I still gotta
Yeah.
beat that game. This
Oh
shit
yeah, it's
makes
a
me want
good
to go back.
game. It's a
Oh
good
yeah.
game, but I do think Poplio is gonna be like that. It's gonna be completely unpopular. Everyone else is gonna choose Rowlet and Lit, and all the it's lit jokes will happen uh, because they're both lit, and it's just gonna be like fuck all that noise. And then there's gonna be this dude, and they'll be like, "Yo, did you see Poplio's third evolution?" And it'll be another Samurott again. But I feel like Game Freak could have done a lot better unless they added it by adding it as a dolphin starter. Make a dolphin starter. Because we
I would
don't have a
love to see
dolphin mon.
that. Is true.
We got a
Oh, it's-
shark mon and stuff. We don't have dolphins.
don't worry, my boy Populo, he'll get that popularity. Once people see that third evolution, it's like, oh my god, is he carrying a wrecking ball on his nose? What? He's
he's gonna
bouncing
be.
it?
He's gonna have a chain chomp attack to his attached to his fucking nose and shit.
Oh, sorry. Oh, Populo. Like, I do like the designs of these stars in general.
I do too.
They're like simple,
Yeah.
and I like that.
Yeah, it's almost like they tried to do the same thing as they did in Gen 1 where they kept it really simple and easy to look at, where then they'll get super complex by the end.
Oh yeah.
But
Yes.
I do feel like people are gonna sleep on Poplio, and Poplio's gonna come out of nowhere.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you, man. People are just gonna be amazed when Populo's potential just skyrockets out of nowhere.
Okay, so what about its typing? If we're gonna assume that Rowlet's flying grass, what you call it's fire dark. If we're to assume that, then Poplio has to be something super effective against a flying type or a grass type.
It might. It might gain the ice typing like the other seals walrus we have.
Yeah, but would that make sense though? Since they've already got that twice over, they would just be making a clone of a Pokemon, just putting it in a different body, pretty much. Because if it's gonna follow the same track, then it's gonna be defensive like Chestnut was. I feel like the Rowlet's gonna be the Delphox of this one. Litten's gonna be the physical attacker, like Greninja, and I feel like Poplio's gonna be the bulky one, the more bulky one, you know.
Yeah, that could be it. He might just be pure water for all we know.
That would be crazy. They haven't done a pure typing since what?
Gen 5?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
They were full. He was
Like,
full water.
yep, he was full water. Superior was full grass. It was just
Wait,
tip.
wait. Okay, hold on for a minute. So, Litten could quite possibly be Fire Fairy.
Hmm. That would be a very interesting turn, considering how the looks are. It is already. Like,
Yeah,
speaking of the fairy type in it, I don't know. I could see also. I could also see
Poplio.
Poplo.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn. Yeah, because I mean, it already looks like a seal performer, and who knows? Maybe the third evolution be like this gorgeous and gracious performer with the fairy type for some reason.
That's true. That
Yeah.
could be a thing, but and it does have pink in its nose, so maybe it's a thing like that.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's going to be interesting to see at least their third evolutions. By their third evolutions, we'll definitely know, which will probably be announced in the next couple of months. Knowing the Pokemon Company, they'll probably announce it in like the next couple of months. But speaking of the next couple of months, I want to see more of this region. In the video, you saw the streets and everything, and it looks like the entire game's third person. That would be insane. That would be an insane move for them since they've been doing like fourth person games for the entire like since like fifth gen. I want to
Oh
say fifth
yeah.
gen. It was fourth
Yep.
person, way above your head, and then you would go down and it would come back to your back. So that's fourth person. But from what the video showed, it showed a straight behind look, like your third person, and that would be a wild change. And speaking of the region, it looks kind of small. Then again,
Um,
it's based on Hawaii, so clearly,
that I know.
but I don't know. It looks like it might be something where you travel to other regions as well. What if you get to travel to Kanto from this region because it's so small?
That'd be cool. I don't know. I don't know what they can do. Let me see. I this region is something. Because I was like with most people back then, like, when they were showing off like those very early pictures and he was like, oh man, it's probably gonna be based off India or something. And now we got Hawaii. I'm like, hmm, Hawaii. I'm gonna assume there's probably like other islands to travel to. That's like probably the only
Yeah, like
thing I could think
in
of.
the Hoenn remake where they had you go in Latios and Latias to like different small islands.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a ferry between islands, just like there is with the other one, the in real life in Hawaii and stuff, or there's roads or something. But this supposedly shows the entire region. But there is a freaking mountain at the very back, so maybe it's covering part of the region. Who knows? But I do want to say this one thing though. There's that inactive volcano right there, and I know goddamn well Volcanion's gonna be in that motherfucker. He's gonna be in there. Mark my words, Volcanion's gonna be in that inactive volcano. It might be post game, but he's gonna be in there.
Oh yeah. Volcania. Who knows? There's probably gonna be a Heatran in there as well.
Well, that might be
Yeah.
post game for it, but I think they're gonna introduce Volcanion fully in Gen 7.
Yeah. That's oh man, that's kind of like another thing that's been throwing me off. Because considering like, especially in the anime and all that stuff, and in the codes of, ORAS and all that other stuff, how they've been showing off as like, yo,
Hmm.
Zygarde, yo, he's got like this Optimus Prime mode, he's got this dog mode, and I've been kind of waiting for them to like, do something with that. Like I like the most people probably been expecting that Pokemon Z or whatever,
Yeah.
and like kind of get that out the way. Then you got AZ's Floette.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the game. We just can't get it.
Well,
I
they might do like they did Platinum, and you know how they just announced it like a month before it dropped, and then it just out of nowhere, here's another game, and they were already making the next gen. They were already making fifth gen, and fifth gen came out the next year. Maybe they're
oh
gonna
yeah,
do it like that. That's gonna drop just before the new game.
oh yeah, yeah. They
Like,
could probably be doing like what was it, like the promotion for Gen 5 was like they was like, oh, you can get Zoroark Invic, you can get like Zoroark early in the game
mhm.
because right now we're if you own Gen 4 or the Gen 2 remakes, we're gonna give you the shiny we're gonna give you the shiny 3 Beast and Teraiko Suicune to
Mhm.
use into the next. Yeah, you.
And
This
then
is
with
gonna be the
Gen
only Pokemon you can transfer into it.
and then Gen 5 they gave you Victini if you bought the game early enough.
Oh yeah.
I used the fuck out of Victini. I want you to know that it's in my X and Y right now. I love Victini, but
Uh,
that's a whole nother subject. But speaking of legends, you know what? Let's start with the Moon Legend. A bat,
it,
totally out of left field here, but
it's,
I don't know
it's a,
what typing it's gonna be.
I don't know. It's like a bat dragon. I don't know. I assume flying dragon or something. I don't know. For some reason, dragon strikes like dark dragon, flying dragon. It could be something. I
Okay,
don't know.
so I don't. If we're gonna go with dragon, I'm gonna feel fairy dragon.
That's true. It does look majestic as fuck.
And
That,
that attack that it used was like a beam of light, and I was like, okay, chill. It's like Jesus Christ, and it's just like a moonbeam, you know, that it's firing a fucking moonbeam at you. and shit, and it was like, hold up, that's that dude right there. He's like, but look at its face for just a second. Like, look at its face. Its face is so feminine, as opposed to the Sun Legend, the freaking lion, so aggressive. You know what I mean? It's more majestic. So I feel like it would have the fairy typing. I mean, they've obviously got to put something with fairy, whether it be one of the starters or both of the legendaries even.
That is true. Like, hmm. Like, I also kind of like his designs. I like these legend designs. They're a little complex. It's like how most people say. You look at them, the first thought that comes to mind is Digimon.
Yeah. Well, I would say something like Castlevania for the Moon one, and then the for the Sun, I would say something like Zoids.
Oh, damn, I have not seen Zoids in a long while.
I know, but that you can't tell me that don't look like Liger.
No, that's my boy Liger right there. Liger.
That's what I'm saying. That looks just like Liger. He looks like he'll come out and then like a motherfucker will pop up out his head. He's like, "Surprise, bitch! I'm not a Pokemon. I'm a robot. You're about to get fucked in the ass." That's what it looks like. But I really like the lion. It's a better looking lion than Pyroar and everything. Pyroar just looked kind of over the top, like they tried too hard, and it's just really not that great. But I think this is going to be better than Pyroar, and it could be the Sun Legend. I think, well, obvious is fire, right?
Oh yeah, no brainer right there.
But are they both going to be fairy type? If they are going to both be fairy type, then I feel like the Sun Legend's going to be fairy fire and have an ability that's trumped by the ability of the Moon, and the Moon's going to be fairy ice.
Yeah.
Or they're both going to have resisted type effects like fairy flying and fairy fire, where they'll never do anything super effective against each other.
Maybe. Like, I'll be surprised if they do with them like they did with Kyogre and Groudon. You know, just oh hey, during like when the sun is out, he'll probably take a different form. When the moon's out, he'll probably take a different form. As long as he's holding this specific item.
That's actually a good idea. Like, would it have drought like Groudon, or would it be something different? Or could it possibly be that he's also affected by Groudon's presence? Like, if he's in the presence of Groudon, do they like fuse? That would be something cool to look at. Because you look at something like, it would be a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card at that point. If this motherfucker fuses with Groudon, it'll be a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card. I know you remember that fucking lion that stood up and had like the bangles on his arms, and he fucking from oh my god, what was it? God, Orichalcos series, remember that?
Oh damn.
With the lion series of cards, and he was like, no, it was from the movie. That movie it came out with. There was those 3 cards they gave you. It was those 3 lions, like the Sphinx cards, and it was the one standing up. It's gonna look just like that, I feel like, because it looks similar.
Possibly. Oh damn! I gotta watch Yu-Gi-Oh again after that.
Okay, so tell me why this professor looks like he's like a Japanese Hawaiian. He looks like he comes from Japan, but he's actually Hawaiian. Like, even in the video, it shows that he has like a scroll on his side. Maybe that's the new Pokedex on his side. The little scroll he has. Maybe you open it up like a scroll, and it's the Pokedex that way. That would be fucking dope.
That would be cool as shit. You just open it like a scroll, like it was like, oh man.
And then you just touch it like touch screen. It's like a little LCD screen or whatever, or projected. That would be fucking cool as shit. Oh, but while we're thinking about it, okay, so we always know that there's usually a trio of the 3 Pokemon, regardless of what it be. So, This is something just out in left field again, but what if it's the new Zygarde form that's the third legend?
Ah, that is true. Like they've been, you know, game wise, they've been holding off on it like a lot. Because you just, you're playing X and Y, you just playing the game, and then you're like, Zygarde's here for no reason. It was kind of like the whole Kieran thing in the first Black and White. It,
Yeah,
it was just there, but then at least they did something with Kieran by coming out with a continuation of Black and White. So I don't know. It just throws me off. Like Zygarde never got that continuation like Kieran did.
that's what I'm saying. I think they're gonna do that in this game because they didn't announce a third legend, they didn't announce anything like that. But I think that that's what's gonna happen. Is there's gonna be a third because this is Sun and Moon, okay? And Zygarde has been told it's been told that he's the guardian of the Earth. So I think that that's where that's gonna come in. Like it's gonna be he's the guardian of the Earth, and he comes out to protect the Earth from these two fighting or something. Maybe that would be in a third game. Like these two are separate. Zygarde doesn't show up, and then they release a third one like they did Platinum, and all of a sudden Zygarde comes in to stop these motherfuckers like Rayquaza did in Emerald.
Crazy just came in there like, shut up, you guys, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh no!"
It's like
But
that.
he always got that face that looks like he's trying to make everyone laugh, like he's waiting for somebody to laugh, like
Hey guys, just
guys.
cracked a joke. You guys gonna laugh, huh?
Nope,
Anybody? No?
just that eternal laugh face.
Just me? Okay.
Nobody loves me anyway. But anyway, I think that's what's gonna happen. Is like there's gonna be a third legend, and whether it's Zygarde or not, I feel like it will be though, because it just makes sense. Sun, Moon, Earth makes sense. It just makes a ton of sense that way.
Yeah. Yeah, unless they're like, unless Game Freak's like, you know, y'all heard about that Gen 4, Gen 5 remake? Now we're gonna completely skip those. Gen 6 remake. We're actually gonna do something with Zygarde this time. Hold on, like, wait.
Yeah. Or they'll skip the next game or the third game in the series and do Pokemon Z. What are the odds? I don't think they're gonna do Z, to be honest. If they do, they would have to make it so you can travel back and forth from this region to X and Y, the X and Y region, Kalos to Alola.
Oh yeah, because I do remember there's like that one NPC that talks about like like the train tracks, and it says it leads to a whole nother region.
Yeah,
Like yeah, which
and we
could
don't we don't really have another region that has train tracks that lead into it.
yeah,
You have Johto, but it has train tracks running through it, not into it. It
yeah,
starts at like an ocean front and moves all the way across the region.
yeah.
And then it doesn't go to Kanto, I don't think. I don't recall. Does it?
I believe it does. I think.
To
I
Fuchsia? Does it go to Fuchsia City where Sabrina's gym is?
I oh man, damn Gen 2's like that one game I rarely go back to. I I wanna say it does, but I'm not sure.
Well, regardless of that fact, I don't think there's one that has a train track running into it or one that ends at the train track. So maybe this one's just north of a region we haven't seen, or connecting with Kalos, but that's a whole nother thing together. Well, I think this is going to be funny to see because maybe I don't think they'll do where you can go to every region. Obviously, that's too much data. They'd have to do it on a main. They would have to put it on a Wii U disc. Let's be honest. They'd have to put it on a Wii U disc. That's too much data to have on a little cartridge.
Mm, yeah,
Obviously, they would have to have it on a Wii U disc, and they won't. I'm pretty sure they won't announce something like that.
yeah.
Um,
I can't see like the only way I can see like the next Pokemon adventure being on like a console or something. is if they decide to continue like the whole Shadow Pokemon thing. Like
Oh, that's true.
I would love, considering how many Pokemon are out now, I would love for them to
Do
go
another
back to Shadow.
Coliseum.
Yeah, because like Shadow Lugia, love the design. I would love to see the Legends get like that type of treatment.
That would
Like,
be fucking dope.
because then you got Poke Tournament with the Shadow Mewtwo. That just seemed out of place, out of nowhere. And but Game Freak did like say is all like, are we gonna? They're like, we're not gonna say he's canon, but we're not gonna like, you're just gonna keep it under the rug. So I was
So,
like,
with Shadow Mewtwo, basically what it did in Pokken Tournament, if they said it was canon, basically what it did is say there's more than one Mewtwo, meaning that there was more than one evil team that created Mewtwo. If that makes
yeah,
sense. Or someone cloned Mew more than once, and they came up with another Mewtwo, and they wanted it to be stronger. And that gem in his body, I think that's what those stones were. Remember when they leaked the picture of the Koro leaked the picture of the name Pokemon Sun and Moon, and it had the little burst. Well, people are calling them burst hearts, but I don't think they're burst hearts. Um, Maybe they could be, but I don't think they are. I think that if they were going to introduce something similar, they would do something like they did with Shadow Mewtwo and in Pokemon Tournament, where you synchronize with your Pokemon and your Pokemon gets stronger that way rather than experience.
yeah,
People are talking about Pokemon Fusion, you fusing with your Pokemon because of Ash's Greninja or whatever, but could it not be that Greninja was so in sync with Ash that he took on characteristics of Ash?
it could be. Like I said, we was sort of exposed to this earlier in the form of AZ's Floette.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
what I mean. It's like they were in so much sync that it took on the personality that AZ had at the time, which was him wanting to destroy the entire world, and decided to do it himself.
yeah, like the whole burst thing, because obviously they pushed it in the anime. It was set in like and in the anime you can also connect to the game, so they tell you how long it's been. It's been like 3,000 years. You look back at the game, but wait, that was with the whole flow web thing. So it makes me wonder, will they push it in the game to like to do something, and will it be accessible to like just starters, or will there be more Pokemon that can use this as well, or maybe all the Pokemon? Because that would kind of be amazing. Hey, even from a competitive standpoint, like if I can just like hey, if I can burst with my boy Macargo and just make him more competitive useful, that'd be cool as shit.
I think that if it came down to using something like a burst or something, it wouldn't be actual fusion with your Pokemon, but like a sync, and it would be like IVs and EVs where it's tuned depending upon how you train the Pokemon or how much time you spent with the Pokemon. Speaking of which, a lot of people are wanting the whole walk with Pokemon thing to be another thing, and I don't know how I feel about that, which it doesn't seem viable now because of the screenshots, so that's out of the picture. But spending time with Pokemon might increase your synchronization rate. That and Pokemon Go's a thing now. Like, so if Pokemon Go comes out just before, who's to say they don't link games that way?
True.
But then again, they
True.
have two different game companies designing both of those, so it's probably unlikely. But still, it wouldn't be too far fetched to say that there's something for people who downloaded the game and have Pokemon Go. Like maybe you capture Shadow Mewtwo in Pokemon Go and transfer it into Pokemon Sun or Moon.
Like one thing that does interest me is like the original Pokemon games on the 3DS now,
Yeah.
and that little announcement they made is like, oh, the Pokemon you caught on in this game, you can transfer them over to Sun
X
and
and
Moon.
Y. No, they said X and Y. That's what I thought was funny. It was like X and Y, not Oris.
That's weird. I thought it said Sun and Moon. I remember the article said something like that.
It could have been Sun and Moon, but I was pretty sure it said X and Y because I thought something was strange about that.
Hmm. Let me see. I'll just have it look it up in the background.
All right, go ahead.
Yep, there it is. Yep. eShop versions of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow can transfer to Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Okay then.
Yep.
All right, so if they do transfer to Pokemon Sun and Moon, then that means there's some sort of relation to Kanto in a way, some way or another. So maybe, well, Kanto is Japan, and Hawaii's not far from Japan,
Oh, that is true.
so that does make sense.
So does that mean we're gonna be able to take that boat all the way to Japan, which means we're gonna be having that Kanto and Johto experience?
That would be fucking cool. But I think that the region would have to have changed so much, would have to have changed a lot, because according to, I don't remember if it was the manga or one of the anime. It might be just one of a Pokemon ROM hack or something. I'm not sure, but like Mount Silver erupts or something,
Oh,
and that would be that would be cool to see that both regions have changed and they've merged together and they've tried to survive something that catastrophic or something like that. I think that would be fun to see. And then, but then comes into question, if you do go back to Kanto, what part of the timeline are you on? Because Silver and Red, all of them happen together within a span of like 3 years. So Red beats the Pokemon League champion. He goes up to Mount Silver to train, and then Gold approaches him at the peak at the exact same time, and he's like, "Now I'm the champion," and then they fight. So it's kind of it'd be like, where does this fit in? Do you go to Mount Silver and fight Gold and Red? If that's the case.
true.
As a matter of fact, where's the Pokemon League on this map? You look at the map, and I don't see something that would indicate the Pokemon League itself. I see a cave, but that looks like it connects to the backside of the island. So where's the Victory Road in the Pokemon League? Is it down at the very bottom? Well, that looks like the starting town. So where would it be at?
That's a good question. I probably want to assume there's probably other islands to travel to. That's gonna be my only guess. Who knows? Like, maybe the clouds are covering something we don't know. We can't see.
That's true.
Probably.
There could be other islands, like you said. There could be other islands. But I feel like it would be far fetched for them not to go at least into Kanto a little bit. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, part of it's cut off, but you can't reach, but you're in part of it. Like Pallet Town, how Pallet Town reached just below and connected with Johto. Maybe it's
Yeah.
something like that. Like, you get into Pallet Town and it's like Oak's there, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" He's like, "Welcome to Oz, bitch. I have Alzheimer's. I don't know my name. Are you my grandson? What was your name again?" That kind of thing. Your name was Asphalt.
Oh man, considering that, considering that it's Hawaii, so I can see like your first step on Kanto will most likely be Cinnabar Island.
That's
Most
true.
likely. Yeah, you could just probably catch a boat there and then boom, Cinnabar Island. That's like your first, your boy Blaine, if he's still, what's his name, Blaine? I
Yeah,
think. If
Blaine.
he's still living, he could probably be the first gym leader you go against right there.
Okay, so deep lore here. Probably wrong, being 100% honest, but I think, what if it isn't just Cinnabar Island, but what was the island over with the Pokemon Mansion on it?
Ooh. Damn, I'm trying to remember what that was.
So what if this start happens before Gen 1? When Mewtwo's being created and you go into the lab and you see Mewtwo being created. The
That'd be
Pokemon
very-
Mansion was where Mr. Fuji, Mr. Fuji, did the research to create Mewtwo. So Mr. Fuji's in there with Blaine, and they're doing research and creating Mewtwo, and you go in there and see it, and you get to see it be destroyed. That would be absolutely nuts to see that in 3D and see Mewtwo pop out and like Blaine run the fuck away, and then Mr. Fuji be like, "What have we done?" kind of thing. Would be insane. And then that's when the whole Mewtwo arc comes back in. That would be cool. I think that would be awesome. It would be the perfect opportunity for them to do it.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
And also, it would make sense too, because looking at these Pokemon, and if they're canon, Hawaii is kind of isolated to itself. So, depending upon the time in which that it happened, this would mean that you, the main character, would be the first person ever to set foot in Kanto from another region. And that these Gen 7 Pokemon can be localized to this island because it is an island and it's separated from the rest of the world.
It's true.
Which is why it hasn't been discovered or whatever. But that's something for another day. So this professor, I don't know what he looks like, but homeboy looks like he like teaches surfing on the weekends. Like it's Pokemon five days a week, and then on the weekends it's like surf's up, brother, you know, kind of thing.
I know. Oh yeah, this professor right here. I don't know.
He might not even be the professor. What if he's like your dad?
That is true.
Or your
Good.
grandfather, or your godfather, or something. That'd be kind of wild. It'd be the first time they actually put a male role model in the game besides a gym leader dad who wasn't shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot Norman was a gym leader, wasn't he?
Yeah, Norman was complete utter trash. He's like, even though you're my child, like, you don't act like it, bro. Where were you when we were moving? Like, the Machokes are in there like, yo, I make your Machoke, kind of thing, kind of thing, and then he's just like not there. It's like, oh, your dad's on TV. Oh, we missed it. I guess I'll have to masturbate later. What? You know what I mean? Just like wide open. But I feel like they should have like, well, even he says cousin, but to be fair, in Hawaii, a lot of people call you cousin and stuff.
Yeah.
But what if that's actually your cousin? Like, first off, in the picture on the top left at the bottom right of it, where he's standing behind the professor, look at this motherfucker's eyes. This dude is coked out. Coked out. This dude is on all the coke. This dude went into a mound of cocaine, like twice the size of Scarface's. Okay? This dude's eyes are wide. He's like, this motherfucker's getting a Pokemon, but I'm not. I'm gonna go kill his mother. Kind of look in his eyes. And the professor's just there with his eyes closed like, shut the fuck up, Kukui. You have a retarded name. And he's just like, yeah, you were retarded anyway. That's like his son or grandson or something like that. He's like the Hawaiian Professor Oak. Yeah, I bet his name's Professor Palm Tree.
Oh, I hope it is.
Or
Please.
Coconut. It's Professor Coconut.
Cuckoo nuts.
Or Wapanata Nui or some shit. That's racist. I'm sorry.
Honolulu.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like obviously they're gonna have skin customization again because it is after Gen 6. They're gonna have skin customization and everything. And hopefully they'll have clothes customization, which would be cool.
Should be there was like a part in the game, like I don't know if it's probably tied to the skin customization, but I think it still might be because there was a moment where you see the striped blue shirt and then later
red
you see
shirt.
him wearing the striped black shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the female was wearing a red shirt.
yeah.
So maybe it is customizable, or it's just tied to skin color, which could be a thing, like in the Hoenn remakes, where your skin color determines a couple of different things, like your eyes and the color of your belt, stuff like that. Which would
Like,
be,
oh my bad, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know. I just hope they do have it, and I hope that you can customize clothes. Because I enjoyed that part of the game.
Oh yeah.
I did not enjoy how that bitch at Lumios was telling me you're not fancy enough, and then it's like you had to do this obscure thing. I don't remember what it was, what you had to do, but you didn't have to look fancy at all. I like went and bought all the most expensive clothes, and I'm like, bitch, I'm fancy as fuck. Let me in. And there's nothing in there. There's like garbage in there, like nothing good to look at all. And it's like, okay. So.
Like,
But
yeah.
obviously, I feel like IGN's gonna have a heart attack.
Oh my god, this is way too much water than we prepared for.
Yeah, it's surrounded by water, and they just die, have a heart attack.
Uh,
9.8 out of 10. Way too much water. I'm done.
like, I wonder what's gonna be like, the whole little special thing with this region. Because you already know, Gen 6, their whole little thing was skating and customization. Gen 5 was more, since that was more New York based, you had the bridges and stuff. Here, like, I wonder what's gonna be special. Like, hey, will I be able to, like, surf, not surf on a Pokemon, but surf like on a surfboard?
Surfboard
Yeah, or
or
something like that.
swim.
Are they gonna bring me the skates back? Because I do know like a lot of people were kind of like sad when they was like, oh, the skating and the customization didn't make it back to ORAS. And I remember Game Freak had to explain like they wanted to make each region feel unique
Yeah.
in its own way. That's why the skating and the whole customizations did not make it back into Omega Ruby and Sapphire at all.
Okay, so in Hawaiian culture, dancing is a huge thing. Surfing obviously is a huge thing. It was a culture thing where they went and fished and stuff. Food was massive. So maybe it's a food thing, but that's not big enough to define the region.
Hmm. Who knows? It it's gonna be something. I almost feel like it's gonna be their whole little thing is gonna be traveling island to island. That's what I almost feel like it's gonna be.
Like on a boat instead of a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like they did with the tides are too strong here. You need a boat, and it was that super fast ship, whatever.
Yeah.
SS Aqua was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, super fast ship SS Aqua. So what if this guy, this fat professor guy, is actually the captain of the SS Aqua? Because he was an old guy with white hair, if I remember
That's
properly,
Yeah. That is true.
and he's like
Could be.
old friends with Mr. Briny. Mr. Briny shows up. And it's like, oh, my darling Pico kind of shit, fucking the Wingull in the face or whatever. But I think there's going to be a huge connection to every region with this one. Because Hawaii's kind of centrally located. Kind of? Maybe?
Yeah.
Kalos was obviously France. So,
Kalos' France. Unova was New York.
yeah. Or America, for the most
Yeah.
part. Then Kanto was Japan. Johto was Japan as well. Was it?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Johto was Japan because Mount Silver was Mount Fuji, and Mount Fuji's centrally located. So the rest, Johto was the west, east Japan, and Kanto was West Japan.
Yeah.
But obviously, I think it's like you said, they're going to travel from island to island, and this isn't the entire region that we see here, because this looks like the main island. Maybe.
Yeah. Only, yeah, because you just look at it from like this, it's like, it's probably like three gyms located at best. Who knows? One's probably in that.
Well,
One's
you could see a big green building just before the actual like big city part, like a big green building, and I think that's a gym right there. And you can see a Pokemon Center just to the left of the first route. If the bottom right is the very first town, then if you go left from the bottom town, well, there's a ledge there, so maybe the first town is the big city, or maybe it's all the way in the back left. Who knows? But to say that there'd be like four here. I think there'd be four here and four more islands with gyms on them.
oh yeah.
At best, at most. It might be that there's a gym on each island and you have to conquer each island first, or defeat the team on each island first. So maybe that's a thing.
Oh, damn. Speaking of teams, I wonder what the villains are gonna be.
I kind
Like,
of want Cyrus to come back. Team Galactic, I kind of want Cyrus to come back.
I mean, Team Flare was a disappointment.
I like Team Flare for a little bit, but their motives were kind of fucked. Okay, let's bring beauty to the world by destroying it. Holy, you
Human
know,
genocide, only way, man.
it's the only way to make things gorgeous again. Fucking Hitler. Okay, gorgeous. Fucking Hitler. Like, honestly, the only real like, okay, all right, no, that's wrong to say. Okay, so the two only real evil villains there were Getsis and Giovanni, and that's it.
True, definitely.
But
Yeah.
the most evil was Getsis, because Getsis was like this evil fucking mastermind manipulating children and people into releasing their Pokemon or giving them to Plasma for world domination, to rule the world as a king, and that was fucked up. Um, Cyrus just wanted to destroy the world. What you call it?
Oh,
Oh my god, what was his name? Dude with orange hair. Lysander. He wanted
yeah,
to make the
Cassandra.
world beautiful, which he was probably mentally retarded anyway. Um,
Mm,
uh, and then fucking
Obviously, Aqua. So one
Aqua and
wants to
yeah,
drown the world with water. The other one wants to, you
one's
know,
expand the land, one wants to expand the sea, for the purpose of the human race and Pokemon alike. Which their hearts were in the right place, but their viewpoints were skewed because they were too busy looking at each other. And then there's Giovanni. He's like, fuck all that noise. I just want to make money. Fuck you and your Pokemon, bitch. I'm a gym leader.
I just
And
want
now
to.
he was
I
like, I'll
just.
bust your kneecaps with a Louisville Slugger. I'll take this bat right here. I'll shove it so far up your rectum that you don't know which way your mouth's coming, or if you don't know where you're coming or going, okay? You capiche? Capiche. He was fucking mob boss. That's all he was. And it was wild. He was awesome. And Getsus was just pure evil, obviously. So this one has to be, I feel like, one of the pure evil moments where they want to capture the legendary Pokemon to control the tides. I feel like it's something like that, or they want to create a drought, you know, or they want to flood the region or something. I don't know. Maybe they're just an ancient, like an ancient culture that's come back, and they're like, oh well, we don't like how all this modern shit's happening, so we're gonna flood the motherfucker, kind of thing. That might be a thing, even.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Judging by just titles and these legends alone, like for Sun and Moon, I guess like what is the plan going to be? One was just wants eternal sunlight all the time, the other one just wants nothing but moonlight all of the time.
Yeah, like nothing but day and nothing but night for one of them.
Yeah,
Like an eternal night, eternal darkness, or eternal light. So maybe there is two teams this time. But honestly, I think it would be cool if they brought back Cyrus, because he was left in the mirror world. Remember?
Oh yeah.
and he wasn't allowed to return because the chains were broken. So he was like in there forever alone. Because depending on what you did, you either captured Giratina or defeated Giratina, and Giratina retreated, or you caught it and took it with you. So if it goes upon the part that Giratina retreated, then obviously he can make a deal with Giratina to get out. I feel like Cyrus should come back. Cyrus should come back, totally. Like, where the fuck am I kind of thing. But I don't think Cyrus is coming back, which sucks, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Probably do something. Who knows if they ever get that far to a Gen 4 remake? Because what I like about these, what really interested me in the Gen 3 remake was that one little. It was like the one little chapter in the Delta episode where they was talking about there was another time. There was a whole one just like this one, except without Mega Pokemon.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was talking about the multiverse theory. And,
Yeah.
I thought that was actually pretty cool right there for a little bit.
Yeah, they were just hinting at something there, like, oh yeah, well, there's another one here. So if that's to say, then there's another Kalos somewhere, or there's another region somewhere. So who's to say that Zygarde is in Kalos, the Kalos that we know, but Zygarde isn't here in the Alola region in this dimension? And obviously dimensions were confirmed before because of fucking Palkia
Yeah.
and Hoopa. Because Hoopa could summon any legendary through its rings, which would make sense. So maybe it's a thing like that,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I think we've pretty much summed up everything we wanted to talk about. Volcanion might be in the volcano. I wonder where Hoopa's gonna be. Is he just gonna be like hanging out somewhere in a cave or some shit?
Maybe. I don't know.
He
I
mu-
feel like I feel like they're probably gonna do the I feel like they're probably also gonna do like they did it on Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Because I feel like, because there's still no word about like the whole little Pokemon Link thing. Like they only confirmed just transferring just from the original games over to Sun and Moon. They did not say anything about like the whole Pokebank thing,
Yeah.
but able to use that. So maybe they're gonna do the Hoopa thing and let us catch all the legendaries again, like post game.
That would be grueling. Absolutely grueling. But that would be absolutely pointless because they're already giving them all to us this year.
I know. I think right now the shiny Xerneas is going on as
Oh,
we
I thought
speak.
it was Darkrai.
Um, as like from what I heard from Mystery Gift right now, like I saw a post on Facebook. It was
Oh,
like,
mystery gift. Okay.
yeah, it was like get your
You get Darkrai
yeah.
at GameStop right now.
Oh,
It's level 100.
I should really. Damn, I go with GameStop like once, twice a week. I never ever bother to ask.
Yeah, they have the little cards. They might be out by now. Probably not, but you could probably check.
Yeah,
But I definitely think the Volcanion and Magearna story is going to come into play here. And I think Volcanion is going to be like in a volcano somewhere underground. And you got to find Volcanion. Volcanion's like, where's Magearna? Blah, blah, blah. But, number one, obviously there's a lab on this island somewhere that created Magearna.
oh yeah, most definitely.
Unless it's going to be like Diancie, where you meet some rich motherfucker and he's like, oh, I found this thing and I don't know what it is. And he gives it to you and it's fucking Magearna in a Pokeball form. A weird Pokeball. Or it's like Jirachi, where Jirachi was in the stone in Emerald and you had to like revive him from the Wish Stone.
Mm.
So maybe it's something like that where Magearna's like this statue or something and it just shows up. It's like at a place and it's like, oh, well, here is this weird Pokeball statue. We don't know what it is and you need something to activate it, or Volcanion or something like that to activate it. Which would be pretty fucking cool, anyway. I just want Magearna because them thighs, though.
Oh.
She looks like she got lubricated actuators up in there, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
Them gears
Magearna
is
does look
running.
really good, man. I like. That also makes me think of the future for Pokemon, because considering like their whole thing with Magearna is like this is like the first hand built, like handmade Pokemon.
Well, after Porygon
Yeah, after Porygon.
and Mewtwo technically, but he was a
Yeah,
clone, so.
yeah.
And then
So
you
this
got
is
Fossil Revival that's gotten faster each gen. Gen 6, they just gave it to you right away. Oh, look, you got a fossil. Well, here you go. Here's the Pokemon. Well, whereas before, you had to, like, walk out and come back in. You stay too long. Gives you the thing. And then before that, it was you had to leave for, like, what was it, an hour? And then before, it was a day?
oh man, I couldn't do that.
It's like a day, and then it was, like, level 5? But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just like you could see the steady progression of technology at this point. Like the X transceiver was really cool in Gen 5, and then um, they got the whole Hollow system. Like news was showed on a Hollow, so it wouldn't be too far fetched to say that everything's gonna be like on a wristwatch or something like in this game. Like, oh, here's your Poke Watch, blah 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 blah, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
considering Magearna, this is like an actual
It, it,
human made robot Pokemon.
oh yeah,
Makes me wonder like will there be other Pokemon like on Magearna?
that would be fucking cool. I think it would be pretty fucking cool. Or even if they made like Pokemon armor,
Yeah.
or do you remember in the anime where I want to say it was Team Plasma was like trying to force Pokemon to be stronger, and they used that machine on the Pokemon, and Pokemon were insanely strong.
Yeah.
What if it's something like that? Like you could, those gems in the title were applied to the Pokemon, and you could give your energy to make the Pokemon stronger, or something like that, or even make it so they take on mega properties. Like they don't actually mega evolve, but they take on mega properties.
Mm, that would be cool.
That might be something that they would do, but I don't feel like mega evolution's going anywhere.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
Pokemon Company did promise mega evolutions for all the starters and all the gens in
Yeah.
sequence. So, last was first gen and third gen. So they're gonna go maybe to fifth gen.
Oh man. I really hope in second gen be next. I don't know. I just want
Oh,
to. I just want to see. I just want to see my boy Mega McGaney right there.
Mega Meganium, Mega
Mega Mc.
Little Foot.
Yes. Mega Littlefoot.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a brontosaurus with fucking teeth and armor and shit.
Hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe they'll go to Gen 5. I feel like they might go to Gen 5 and do Gen 5. That'd be
Oh
kind of
man.
cool.
I think
Fucking Jesus Christ. Could you imagine? Holy shit.
I'd be surprised they just like what Gen 6 Megas. I'm like, boy.
They're already broken. What the hell?
And so like Greninja's already strong without a Mega. What's the point of giving him one to him?
I think they'll do something different for Gen 6, and they'll do that, the synchronization with it. Like they have Ash's Greninja and stuff like that. I feel like that's what they're going to do with Gen 6 mons. Instead of actual Mega Evolutions, I think they're going to do that.
Yeah,
To be
that
quite
makes sense.
honest, it would make more sense because Brightson is in it. Greninja is obviously going to be in it at some point. Pokken, that is.
Hmm.
That would be an obvious entry into Pokken tournament. Would be Greninja. Is Chestnut in it?
Nope, not at all.
That's
No
fucked up. The
fucking
only fighting type in there, Chestnut's not in it. Fair
Hmm.
enough. But I think, yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what they do, like whether it be synchronous or whatever. But I'm definitely gonna choose for Sun, I'm probably gonna choose Rowlet, and for Moon, I'm probably gonna choose like either Poplio or Litten.
Let me see. I'm yeah. I already know my very first playthrough. It's gonna be because yeah, I'll also probably be getting both the games as well. It's most likely going to. It's still gonna be a choice between Litten or Popular since me and like me, my best friend, and his girlfriend, we're all gonna do that. We just pick a starter and we're just gonna roll with it.
Uh huh.
And then probably on my second copy, that's when I'll probably go Rowlet and see how that goes.
I'm just eager to see the third evolutions, and once I see the third evolutions, I think I'll make a definite decision. But I think for sure I'm gonna choose one of Rowlet, unless its third evolution looks absolutely ridiculous and I don't want it at all. Or and
Hey man,
it might be
who knows?
cliche. It might be cliche, but I think Litten's gonna be pretty good.
Sure. Who knows? It might. Who knows? Maybe the second evolution might deal it for me because that's like because with Gen 3 when I saw Grovyle, I was all like, oh man, look at that Sanchez looking guy. I gotta have him.
Yeah, Grovyle was smooth as fuck. Did you see that motherfucker in the anime? It's like Grovyle, like he gets all the bitches, like he gets all the pokey bitches, like all the Dittos be jocking his style,
Oh yes.
and it's like there was another thing that I noticed in the trailer as well is Poplio's stance when it came out the Pokeball was like Oshawott. How Oshawott stood up and patted its chest. Well, Poplio comes up and like puts its hands on its hips like, ha! Smug as fuck.
I
Like,
know, right?
he's like, yeah, bitch, I'm better than you. I'm a clown dog seal thing, but I'm still better than you. Kind of thing. So maybe it's going to be. I definitely think it's going to be another Oshawott where it's like, you sleep on me and now I'm going to wreck your life. Kind of thing.
Mm, tell you, Poplio is probably gonna be like the best one. Like once we start seeing how these forms start looking.
I definitely think it's going to be a thing. But you guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. Thanks to Terrence for coming out, buddy. Appreciate
Ah,
it.
no problem, man. Anytime.
You guys let us know what you think in the comment section below. Let you know what you think might happen, the typing of the Pokemon, what the story background might be, the teams, everything we talked about in the video. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think, and we'll have a conversation about it in the chat or something like that. But I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace.